For instance, sorry, I'm cutting you. For instance, if a media organization decides to say, we have the list, and you decide to say, A has returned 10, B has returned this, can you be sued for naming names?
No. You see, the bottom line in it is this. It must be true that they refunded. So if I didn't refund any money, I don't even have a government contract, and you are putting my name on the list that I refunded, then you have libeled me.
Why is the federal government saying that they were advised by lawyers not to bring up the names?
You see, what drives certain advice may not be within our purview to know. But from my little knowledge of these things is that, look, it depends on who is involved. Until we start practicing our system in a way that it doesn't segregate, we will not get it right.
Why do you think this is being segregated, or there's something untoward not going? Does that mean that you're doubting the integrity of the government already?
You see...
Don't forget, they were willing to say, listen, the president said it himself, the names and the figures will be published, but all of a sudden, well, they've seen the legal implication and then backed off.
You see, we must even get it right. The government is not doing us a favor publishing this. There was even a Federal High Court decision saying they should publish all the monies received and give proper account. They've not told...
Did he say publish the names of those who received
He
it?
said they should give proper account to a particular organization that brought the case to court. That means we are publishing it to a third party. And with the Freedom of Information Act, there's nothing that is so sacred anymore, because this information you have are not yours to keep. You are keeping it in trust for us, the citizens. Because the people didn't just steal from a particular government.
But those are two different things. If a third party wants this information, he can make use of the Freedom of Information Act and get the details from the government. It's different from government publishing those names out there, isn't it?
You see, why make me go through the long process? And mind you, it's, even when you get a judgment that give us this information, you rarely get that information. I know of the Federal High Court one that was gotten this year. I know of someone else, either a year or two ago, that asked for certain information. The court granted it, but he was never given. You see, it's our information. That's what they should know. Those in government should know. It's our property as citizens. We're entitled to it. If you keep starving us of it, then we'll be speculating that, oh, maybe you got more than what you are giving us. You know, and I that even refunded money, I want to know that my money is among what you are declaring.
So are you saying that those that refunded the money might be willing to say, okay, that part of the Constitution said I'm proven guilty, I'm innocent until proven guilty, I'm willing to risk it, just publish it. I want to be sure that what I refunded is what you're publishing.
I don't know how they're thinking, you know, but they will be happier knowing that they refunded 1 million and the 1 million is in the right place. You know,
because I see your point here. Your point is we don't get into a situation whereby in trying to fight corruption, someone is also pilfering from the proceeds of what has been recovered.
Yes, we've had that situation before. The loot was looted back. That's why we have problems getting back our loot from the European and American banks, because they are saying, look, we gave you this money before it found its way back to our banks. You know, so what guarantee do we have? That's why the goodwill and integrity that this government has should not be frittered away. If the government gives its word that we're going to publish names, the government should do it. Nobody can threaten a government, no group or citizen can threaten a federal government. I don't see anybody coming with any libel suit who say, oh, but you refunded the money, I didn't lie. Once you didn't lie, you can call anybody any name. The law is that let it not be a lie. If you call me a thief and I've never stolen before, you have libeled me, so I must get damages. But if I'm a habitual whatever, and you call me that, you are even doing me a favor, because that is what the person is known for.
Okay, now the government did say they were going to name names before the U-turn we saw, and ultimately the release of the name of the monies on Saturday without the names. do you think that such move will give us some kind of bad light before the international community and even civil society?
Yes, that's what I was saying about the integrity that this government has. They shouldn't fritter it. Because if you give your word as a leader, you must make sure you get it done. You know, throughout the world, leaders don't just say, we will do this, and they don't do it. You rarely see any country worth its salt doing that. For our country to say, oh, from the highest seat of power that we're going to publish this, and suddenly it's not published, it's not proper. That means in future, if a pronouncement is made that, oh, we're going to make sure that we don't owe our external debtors, we're going to service our loans, they'll say, well, you said something before, you didn't do it. You know, because out there in the developed world, once you give them opportunity to doubt you, it takes more effort to erode that.
Well, so all of these figures that has been published, the total cash recoveries from May 29 to you also see the date this year, all of these figures now, you say names should have been attached, but what do you then say to lawyers who think that, look, publishing these names will already mean that you're presuming them guilty, even though the proceedings are still in court, because the court could still acquit them?
You see, they are not looking at the heinous nature of what these people are being accused of. You know, crimes against the economy of a state is worse than committing murder, because these monies are meant to develop the society, move us from the stage where we are now.
Isn't it possible, sorry to butt in, that, well, if, for instance, because we had several cases of persons who were contracted to do a particular job, albeit legitimately, those jobs were carried out, but because of the pressure and maybe duress, those funds were refunded. What if it happens that there happens to be one or two or such cases, the funds were refunded under duress, and maybe the individual eventually goes to court to clear himself and then gets the money back? If you publish his name, assuming that case exists, wouldn't he have been tainted or she tainted forever?
No. You see, if you give me a legitimate job, there's no way I'm going to refund the money. It's not possible.
That's what you, but everybody may not necessarily speak the way you're speaking.
You know, because you've been given money to do a job. Let's make a simple supply job, maybe supply some items. And you have record that you've supplied. When they go to the store of that parastatal, they will see what you supplied. What are you refunding money for? And I tell you, a sizable percentage, even as high as 70, 80%, of those that they are calling to come and refund money, they still have these monies. You know, there's the case of somebody, they say, oh, 400 million. And we're hearing from the papers that they are even ready to refund the money, which means he had the money in the first place. Most of them, they have these monies. They are not going after people that have already spent the money. Even the money that came from, that's my own submission, the money that came, some through illegal means, to people to do certain things. If those people have done those things during the elections, I don't see anybody asking them for the monies. Those they are asking for monies are those who still have it, because they may have access to their account, and they've seen that you still have the money. Come and account for it. Those that have spent the money on the errands they were sent, nobody's asking them. Because there are monies that trickle down. There must be party people that got 5 million, 10 million. Nobody's dragging them because they've spent it. But some got monies and never spent it. I think those are the ones that are in a tight corner.
Going forward now, what would you advise the federal government to do? As in, lowest hanging fruits?
You know, the way forward is to create a level playing field. It doesn't matter who is involved. Let the system run itself. We don't need approval from very high authority to prosecute anybody. Let a DPO in a police station be able to prosecute a high-ranking politician once he's found to have committed an offense. And things will run smoothly, because they will know that, look, I don't need to go to Abuja to prevent my prosecution in my local government.
Well, the lawyer also said that parading suspects is wrong, that the court had already ruled on that because it presumes them guilty. That's the way the society takes them when you parade them, and so we can't rely on that as a premise.
You know, if you parade these people, yes, it's wrong. But where somebody is already found with his hand in the till, where this, you see why the police, they're also careful.
But you know, if it's not the court that pronounces you guilty, can anybody else pronounce you guilty?
No. You are presumed innocent until the court says so. However, the proof, the burden of proof shifts. It doesn't stay on one side permanently.
So parading you does not make it right.
No, it's not right.
All right, Mr. Emeka Onohwakpor, a legal practitioner, thank you for your thoughts today on the program.
Thank you so much.
And that's where we draw the curtains as well. Today we thank you for watching and for sending in your thoughts. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. I'm Chamberlain Osol.
I'm Neil Tarigbe. Thank you for watching.
Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman. Let us see you again tomorrow.